Well, g'day everyone. Yesterday I got my a7 III. What a beautiful little camera. I'm still learning how to use it, though there's a fair bit of things to learn. But one of the things that I did want to do is to put a decent cage on it. And there's not much available at this stage. So I contacted SmallRig and asked them if they could send me a cage, and they did. They said, yep, no problem. They've just built one. So this is the cage that they've designed especially for this camera. It does come with a little adapter here for your HDMI cable, so you can lock that in if you need to. And I'll sort of talk about these things a little bit later. And then there's multiple points all around this that you can see here on the top, on the sides. You do have a cold shoe mount that's on the edge here as well. And underneath, you've just got your part that you screw into your camera, and then there's a little tool that you can use to screw this into the camera, and also to put another little screw into the side as well, because if you're looking at it on the back of this, there's a little screw here that you can put in to tighten it in so that the camera doesn't sort of shift around inside the cage itself. If you didn't have that, it wouldn't be locked down, it'd only be locked down on the bottom. There is a rubber base on this, so it sort of does grip nicely, and it fits very, very well. So what we're going to do too, I've got some other parts as well that we're going to add to this at the same time, so we can sort of add some handles and things like that, and a top handle. Oh, and by the way too, there is a little part here that you could put a strap on or something like that if you wanted to do that too. So there's certainly plenty of options of things that you can stick on top of this. Now, to show you the accessories that I got with this, I got this handle, which is really nice because it does come with a record button. And I'll show you this when it's all sort of set up and built. It's a USB-C lead that ends up going into your camera port. And I'll show that, like I said, once that's set up. It's just a top handle, and on the side I'm putting on a side handle as well. So let's put this all together now, and then I'll show you how this all sort of looks once it's completely put together. I did find too that you've got to take off your little shoulder straps, and that's actually where that will screw into. Okay, so this is how it looks without the handles and everything on. I just thought I'd show you bare minimum. You can take this off too if you don't want to have the HDMI port on there, which is fine. So that works well. With the cage itself, you've got full access to all of your ports and everything. There's nothing that's obstructed apart from, like I said, the HDMI cable there, where you plug that into. All of your ports up the top, you've got full access to, or your dials and things like that. Like, you can easily get to things. So there's no issue about getting to anything like that. Changing your cards is very, very easy as well. The battery compartment down the bottom is really easy to get to as well. And like I said, if you need to take it off, you can just pull that out and then just take it off very, very quickly, because that tool's always with you as well. It fits really nice. Like, it's got that nice sort of smooth bit around the side through here, so that fits really nice. And I think it works really, really well. Like I said, if I wasn't using HDMI at all, I'd probably just take this off and then just leave it bare. So what we'll look at now is we'll put the handles on and things. So to put the handle on, all I do now using these Nato rails is I'll just stick that onto there like that, and then you can just tighten that down, and then that's fully on. So now, and you can move this a little bit either way too, so you've got a little bit of play with this sort of either way that you'd like to go. And this just connects into your multi-port down the bottom, as you see here. Now, it does sort of fold through the back down here and loop in through the front through here. And then the button on the top will then press start record for you, or take photos, which is really nice.
Okay, so you can see here, I didn't realise that the cage had rails built into it, so you don't need the rail adapter. You can just put it in directly this way, which is so much easier. So this handle actually is very, very good. There is a number of different handles that you can get if you want to add rails as well, but you can see the way that that tightens up at the front there.
If you're not worried about that and you're only ever working basically with it pointing towards you, this handle will work fine, because basically you can open it up and then it will still tilt, as you can see here, so you've got full movement there, so there's no problem with that. It's just that if you face it forward, it's all going to be blocked. So it still works really nice like this. And then the last thing, I'll just put this back in so we can have that connected. So the Ninja, again, you're just using the rails that you've got here, and then that can just simply click in like that, and then you tighten that up. And that's great because it's sort of far enough away from your handle that it's not going to get in the way. Now this, the cable itself can just come down and it's going to be held into this HDMI holder, and I'll show you that in a second. So to tighten the cable up, all you do is you just plug the cable in, and then you just tighten this little, it's like a bolt at the front there that you can see, and you just tighten that up, and then it sort of self-locks itself in. It's really quite clever how that works. The great part now is, like I said, I can move this backwards or forwards. You know, I can move around, swivel around to the front if I want to go around that way. This is another great part that you can add on. Holding up, it feels really nice. Nothing really gets in the way of anything, and everything's locked in. So now I don't have to worry about anything being knocked out or anything like that, which is great as well. I've also got the ability to put other parts in because there's coal shoes up the top. There's locking coal shoes up the top here. And there's also one at the back, and there's even another coal shoe that I've got on this side as well. So I really like it. And you know, like I said, I can hold it by the handle if I want to go that way. So if I wanted to go very low, I can sort of move around with the handle, or I can sort of have it stable being held this way as well. So there's so many different opportunities or ways that you can mount this all up. Like I said, I probably will change the handle though, only due to the fact that if I take the handle off, I'm still have that part there that sort of impedes the view of the screen when it's flipped out forwards. The other handle will screw off completely and there's nothing left there. So I think that's a better solution. Apart from that, I really wish they put an arca Swiss plate on the bottom, just so that you don't have to add another plate there as well. That'd be really fantastic. But yeah, so thank you SmallRig for sending me this. I will leave the link down below. If you could click on that, at least I'll get a little bit of a kickback, which would be fantastic. Thank you for sending me SmallRig. I'm going to leave this on my camera. I may not leave the handles on all the time, but I certainly will leave the cage on. And apart from that, guys, any questions, leave down below and I'll get back to you soon. And I'll see you all for the next video. Bye for now.